everybody, and welcome to the Understand Podcast. I am your host, Andrea Clinton, here with my co-hosts, Glamour Girl Peyton, Alex the Oblivious, and Crazy Girl Miss Mickey. And we're here for another episode of I'm Just Saying. Okay, so let me just fill you guys in on what happened. While the ladies are looking on their cell phones to see this video, we had a whole other situation planned out for today's podcast, but then trending and streaming like crazy was this viral video of this white security guard snatching this young black girl by the hair and dragging her down the steps. Ain't that crazy?
It's because she's black. I believe it.
It's like 41 seconds long, Peyton. What, you watching it 3 times?
No, this is I'm still watching the same thing.
Oh my God.
It's a lot going on.
It is. Shout out to the Spanish girl with the long nails that was jumping in.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Spanish girl with the long nails. I'm just confused as to why they would even take her out like that.
So what had happened was supposedly before she just came in the club, went upstairs, I guess, told her friends, let me go check out upstairs or whatever. And as she started going up the stairs, some crap had already hit the fan. And I guess one of the girls that it had, happened, it was some argument or some kind of friction. And so one of the girls must have had blonde hair. So when the white security guard saw her, he just snatched her by the hair and yanked her down the stairs. But it's bad that he snatched her and yanked her down. But girl, he snatched her and pulled her from behind by her braids.
Yeah.
From behind. You see her dragging out like you drag a mop downstairs. And that's when the men saw it, and the men just jumped in like, yo, ho, what you doing? And they just start pounding. And at one point, I can't tell who's who because the guy in the black shirt is black, but I see people hitting him. Now, the one black security guy, he does pick the girl up off the floor after everything breaks up. But the other guy, the black guy in the striped shirt, at first I thought he was helping the girl, but at one point it looked like he was swinging on her.
No, I think.
Okay, so I see the guy with the black shirt swinging on security, but then somehow another people started swinging on him. So that's why I think everybody got confused.
I think it was just like everybody hit somebody type of vibes.
Meanwhile, y'all falling on her might be doing more damage than the one pulling down the daggone stairs. That's just chaotic and crazy. That's what my mother used to always say. When you go to a club, never play the middle. She said, even if you go out to dance, be aware of your surroundings and come back on the outside. She said, never stay in the middle. Because she said in her day of being at parties, the ones that get hurt the most was in the middle. So imagine when I get older and I'm going to clubs, and some of the clubs I'm going to can fit a couple hundred, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 people. I don't think I might have been to one that could do about 2,000 because I don't know how. I used to go to the underground. They had pockets and sections. Like the underground had sections, like one part over here, another part over there. One part looked like a cave, like you were really underground or something. And, like there was a lot of different sections on one floor, then on the top floor. And I don't even know if it had a third floor because I was like overwhelmed by, what I saw. But even still, I made sure every time, and it's sad to have rules, but I had hangout partners and we all knew the same thing. We don't play the middle. And I said, y'all can do what y'all want, but I'm telling you now, I don't play the middle and I'm not running up in the middle. So don't go in the middle and get in no crap. If you get in some crap, you better leave them on the outside. You know what I'm saying? In the middle, how you going to get in there? It's like everybody and their mama. You know what I mean? And you see what just happened?
It was on the stairs, though.
No, it was, but that's an isolated situation. She's just going upstairs and oh, Lord have mercy.
My confusion was why she was so limp when he was dragging her down the stairs, because
he probably snatched her by her head and yanked her.
Yeah. I don't think you can fight when you're going down the stairs backwards and someone's yanking your hair.
You laugh. I'm not laughing at the girl. Trust me, I'm not laughing at you, sister. It is because trust me, I would knuckle up with you. Because I don't
Yeah.
know what color any man is. No man should be putting their hand on a female like that. That's
No.
abuse of power.
Exactly.
That was totally unnecessary. And I wouldn't care what color the female is. You know, what color the guard is. You don't put your hands on nobody like that. Like,
You don't.
necessary. Now, if she bust you up and cracked you upside the head before she left, you should have caught her then. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
with your back turned, you can't grab every blonde. Like, good grief.
And that's the thing. How many, like nowadays, how many girls wear blonde hair, blonde braids? It's such a fad right now. Everybody got blonde braids. How did you think that just because she had blonde braids, she was the same girl as whomever, whenever? You didn't check no Carfax.
Mhm.
There was no way for you to check and see if that's the right person before you just snatched them from behind and dragged them downstairs.
That's crazy. Really crazy, and I felt so bad when I saw it. I think somebody might have sent it to me because now that I post a lot on Instagram, people just hit me up like, "Hey, I thought you would like this." Now they don't even say anything. Something when they start, they always have a little message. "Hey, I thought you might like this," or tagging you because you might want to repost this. But then after they do it a couple times, they just send it to me like, here," and I appreciate it because I can't be everywhere. I'm not trying to be the shade room because somebody asked me that. I don't mean to get off topic, but somebody asked me that. They said, are you just posting anything or are you like the shade room?" And at one point I used to be like, well, similar to the shade room, I just repost good videos. And then one day I went to the shade room and I was like, oh my God, not to knock her hustle because I understand it's a female that owns it, but I noticed that it was really shade. Like the name didn't come out the sky. They was throwing shade on people, and it was like somebody would fall or somebody get tripped or somebody trick somebody. It was not like I just like reposting funny, entertaining things. So I was like, okay, so let's not use that as a reference because I never posted some of the things they were saying. Like so what was it? I don't know. I don't want to get off topic. Let's come back. Let's bring it back. I'm offended. So today we wanted to talk about I'm offended by or I can't believe. I think in this case I'm gonna do and I can't. So I'm offended and I can't believe that this girl was snatched and dragged down the club steps like that, regardless of the reason. I can't fathom a reason why that would be excused.
Okay.
I just can't. So I'm offended by that.
I mean, I feel like I don't know the situation, it's kind of like I don't think in any situation it's right for him to snatch her down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but we wasn't there. How we know she could have tripped down the stairs and he caught her by her braids and it just like
And just he was trying to drag her.
He just was like trying to catch her, but he couldn't because she was sliding, and so like, it could have all been a big misunderstanding.
Let me look at that again. Because you're
really trying to give the benefit of the doubt here, huh?
I'm really trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
That's crazy. That girl ain't tripped down no daggone.
I was gonna say she didn't trip, girl.
She almost cursed.
she down, bitch. She girl, like
right. Like, listen, we don't.
She dragged her.
No, we wasn't there. I'm trying to. I'm trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
No.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the video. I'm looking at the video again, and he is systematically, step by step, dragging her down the steps. There is no fall. There is guys pulling on him or trying to get to her to say, "Yo, stop." So
stop.
So no, your scenario shot. Find another because that one ain't working.
No.
Well, at least I tried.
You tried it.
I tried to look at both sides.
Do you know the backstory? Like, I want to know what happened.
Right. I don't know what happened either. That's why I'm like.
I just told y'all it was a fight before, and he said that the female that was up there causing havoc before looked like her. So when she came back, he just snatched her, and I guess he told her leave, and so the girl left. And so when he saw her coming back, so he thought, he snatched her by the hair and yanked her and started dragging her down the stairs. And,
Mm.
and
Oh.
they said some of the people were saying, "What are you doing? That's not her," or whatever. But I guess he was so in the mix that he just kept on. But that's what the situation was. It was a situation with a girl prior. She had the braids. I don't even know if she had braids or blonde hair, but they said that she had the blonde, and so he just assumed. And the sad thing is that if you scroll in the video after, she says like, I just came in the club. I was going upstairs. Next thing I know, somebody snatching me and pulling me down the stairs. I'm paraphrasing. But I was like, dang. And I wanted to repost it, but did I repost it? I don't think so.
That's terrible. I just don't get why he felt, even if she had started a fight before, why would he ever think that he could snatch somebody up by their braids? Like,
And my thing is,
No.
let's say she did the most horrible thing, right? You didn't snatch her. You let her leave. You let her get
exactly.
out
It's
and
too
you let
late.
her leave. And then when she come back, what did you think about it and feel embarrassed? So now you want to, like, I don't understand. I can't figure out any rationale. Like I said, I wouldn't care if she was black, Latino, white, Asian. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even care if he was a black man as opposed to a white or whatever. That whole situation is just not, there's no rationale or excuse for it. Because I've tried, trust me. Because I don't do that. I don't look at videos and then just be the first to say, oh my God, and then stack this one on top. You know what I mean? Because I try to tell people on social media, there's going to be a time and day when we want people to really listen to what we have to say. So you can't just go snatch something because someone said it or because it seems like it, because and I tell people all the time, everything that seems so is not always so. So you have to like get to the nitty gritty, because you will find out that, maybe circumstances, or even if you still feel the same way, you'll say, no, but I can see where it could go that way. But you can't just because somebody posted, and some people know because I'm Democrat and our party says, and some people know because we Republicans don't believe. You can't, come on, be an individual, use your own brain. What if you can be the one to shed light on the situation to your party, or your gang, or your friends, or your crew, or something they never thought about? Like, could we just use our freaking brain?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
So
I don't have.
I'm Andrea and I'm done speaking.
Mm-hmm.
That's my little, you know they do that Clubhouse.
I don't really have much to say on the situation. There's not much to say. She got dragged, and I feel bad. I think she should definitely. I think they were showing in the slides that she's pressing charges, and then the club apologized. I definitely think he should be fired. You don't need that job no more, sir. You don't need it. Or if not, what did they say? On me. What they say? They were like in suspension indefinitely, something like that. So something should happen to that man and his job. I don't think he needs that job no more. That's what I should say, because there's not much to say. I mean, told you to get out, and then you thought it was her, and then you dragged her. You could have asked for, like Peyton said, ask for her Carfax, her social security number, everything about her, but you didn't. You assumed it was her, and you dragged her, and it wasn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird. I think I'm in a state of like disbelief, because you don't want to believe that people think that that's okay. Like, and it's just another situation, I feel like, or a demonstration of abuse of power. Because at the end of the day, like, we see it with police officers on occasions. We see it, I mean, on more than a few occasions, we see it with police officers. And now you're seeing it with a security guard. Because as a regular man, why would you think that was okay to drag or snatch a woman by her hair? Would you do that? Would you do that as a regular man in your regular everyday life? Maybe he would. But my guess is, I mean, I would hope that he wouldn't. He thought that was okay because he was the security guard of this place, or he was, he had a specific job or what have you. But that's never okay. That's never okay. That's never your place to put your hands on anybody. She's not harming you. She's not harming nobody else in that place. So
For real.
okay. So it's just abuse of power. And I don't know how we can like evaluate the people that get certain jobs, or I don't know, because it looks really bad because he's white.
Yeah.
Makes it even worse.
Well, it adds on to everything that's going on. That's the problem.
It adds on to everything that's going on, and I would love to believe that oh, he not racist, he ain't do it because she was a Black woman. But if that was Bethany or Susie, would he have snatched her up by her blonde locks and dragged her down those stairs? I think not.
No, I don't know.
I think not. Maybe.
I've seen some of those clubs, and sometimes it's a woman thing. Sometimes, because listen,
Okay, that's good.
if you
I mean, it's not good, but that's
no, I know.
that's
If you're
something
the
else.
only white man in a Black club and you snatch a girl, a Black girl, it can't be it. I can't say it can't. I think the chances are low because that you would do it because you're a racist. Because one, I think if you're a racist, you wouldn't be there. And then if you were forced to be there because a friend called in a favor or whatever, and so you came in and you did the job, I think you'd be more on point and worrying about the dudes acting up.
Mm-hmm.
And the club did furnish an apology.
Good.
I mean, I'm gonna need apology in monetary form if I was her, because at the end of the day, her neck and her back is not going to be healed on an apology. But thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying sorry. I appreciate that. But my neck hurts. Run me my check, and that's what I would be giving if I was homegirl, which it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that happened to her, but pain and suffering. She got trauma. I'm speaking for her. Listen, I'm gonna be her lawyer. She got trauma, Your Honor. She needs money. Apology's not gonna do it. It's not enough. It's not enough. You should have offered her money. Offer me money with my apology so I really know how sorry you are. Show me how sorry you are in a monetary form. So, okay. Are you 100K sorry? Are you 500K sorry? Like,
Ooh.
how sorry are we? So that's all I'm saying, because there is no excuse. Imagine you were her, going to the club looking cute, just got your hair freshly braided. I'm making this up, I don't know if this is true, but walking into the club about to have a good time, expecting a good night. You don't know what's going on in her personal life, and 2 seconds into the club you get snatched by your braids and dragged down the stairs of a club by a grown man.
Yeah.
Run me my money.
No.
Run me my money.
Run me my money.
Run me my chain. I need my coin. Thank you.
We were just saying though.
I'm offended or I can't believe.
Okay. So I am offended or I can't believe. So there is this young, gorgeous tennis player by the name of Naomi.
I love her.
I
love her.
I love her. She is beautiful. She is talented. She's a bright, shining star. But she just left or refused to play at the French Open. And the reason she did is because she decided to take a break from a press conference because she was having mental health issues, And as we know, like for millennials or as millennials, we're really into mental health. And it is a really big thing that's plaguing a lot of the people in multiple generations. Mm-hmm. So she decided to take that break, and they fined her $15,000 for missing the conference, even though she let them know it was because of a mental health situation. So in light of that, she decided to step down from the conference because she just felt like the rules were unfair and outdated. And, she didn't want to be a part of that, which I honestly think is very fair, but I am confused, appalled, and offended that the French Open isn't progressive enough. Or let me not say progressive enough. It might just be something that they can't make exceptions, whatever. But I look at it as somebody letting you know that something is going on with their health whether it be, mental health, a broken leg, whatever, you're going to find them because they can't make it to a conference. And it wasn't even a match, it was a conference. So I'm personally offended. I'm personally appalled. I can't believe it, that they feel.
I started reading and it said, exactly what you just said. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so sad. And so she posted about it because she's very respectful. Like, I mean, I don't know her, but she seems very respectful. And she said, like, that she apologized to the French Open separately, like behind the scenes. And she let us know, like, that, yeah, I apologize to them for having to step down. And she explained, like, and she was like, if you guys would want to talk to me about it, or like keep a dialogue going, or have conversation about, why I did what I did or why I'm stepping down, I'm completely open to that. I would love to work with y'all in the future. And I would love to help you guys update your rules and your practices. Because, okay, but she's still acknowledging, like, at the end of the day, that's not okay. And I think that is really big of her to take a stand for people who have mental health things. And regardless of what it is, nobody should be worked to the point of, okay, their breaking point. They're having a mental health crisis. They're being open and transparent enough to let you know that something's going on with me. Like, I'm feeling this, I'm getting anxious, I'm dealing with this. And you're still saying, as a organization, that, okay, well, we don't care about your mental health. In a sense, that's what I receive from that, or would receive from that, So she's saying that that's not okay. And I'm not going to stand with people who don't care about me or my mental health. Good for her.
And I pray that she has the spirit and the strength of what's his name? That did the knee from football. I can't think.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yep. I hope she has the strength of him, and I hope people stand behind her, because what happens, and when you take a step, you feel good and the adrenaline's flowing and you're in the moment, but when it starts to affect your pocket and different things like that, you feel bad. You know what I mean? And so I'm praying that she keeps that stance and that people stand behind her and support her. I did read some. I bypassed them, but I saw some of the negative comments that they were posting in the article that people were saying. I didn't even want to see it, because I think that if she wants to stand down for whatever her reason, as long as it's not going against the grain.
Exactly.
Like my health, like, what, you want me to get there and spaz out and kill everybody in the place? Like, what?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who knows? When a person flips and snaps, who knows? Have you ever flipped or snapped and then said, oh my God, what just happened? What did I just do? I can't believe I just freaked out. People don't respect mental health the same way that they don't respect drug abuse. They don't addiction.
Yeah.
They don't respect it. If it's not something physical, like physically broke, I mean, come on.
Right.
We're talking about the same people that don't even believe there's a God, right? And so they don't believe that an addiction is a thing until it happens to either them or someone in their family. And then they don't believe in mental health. It's nothing they can touch. It's nothing that they can, it's not tangible that they can feel, right? So they don't believe it until it happens to them.
Yeah. Which is sad, because sometimes it's too late. Not everyone gets that chance. Not everybody gets the chance.
No, I 100% agree with you. And that's the thing, like, it is a health issue. It is a health issue. It is not just like, oh, well, you don't feel good. Like, I don't get why people can just be like so dismissive of mental health. It's so important. Like, if your mental isn't together, it don't matter if your legs work. It don't matter if your arms work. Your brain don't work. Like, not to say like your brain doesn't work if you have a mental health issue, because we all deal with mental health things. But what I'm saying is, it's the most important part, in my opinion, of you being able to conduct yourself.
I said again, her brain could be telling her to pick up that axe or that hatchet. You know what I mean? So yeah,
and that's what I'm saying, right? And not to say that her mental health was that specific issue, but what I'm saying is, if that were the case, if that was what was going on with her mental health, she would have to fix that before she would be able to do anything else. anything else. And
Anything else?
I think that sometimes with like athletes and things like that, or in the work industry in general, like we're kind of like looked at as machinery. Like we just got to keep going. We have to be productive. We have to move at everybody else's timing. If you're not productive, then what are you doing? And it's such a small window of like leniency for like athletes and things like that, because they don't care what's going on with you. They don't care what's going on at home. They don't care about that. As long as you're here, you're showing up for the games, you're showing up for the matches, you're making them money. So I think it's super brave. And, it does remind you, or, kind of reference Colin Kaepernick and his whole situation. But I thought it was extremely brave to stand on something he believed in. Colin, utmost respect for that man. And, I think that, the Lord's going to bless him for, what he decided to do. And I think the same thing for her, because she's doing something that is going to help countless athletes. Because who knows if Venus and Serena had these same issues, but they knew that they didn't have another option. So she's showing people that they have another option. Like, yes, this is what I want to do. Yes, I work for you, but you don't own me. I am going to stand with people who care about my well-being. I'm going to work for people who care about me as an individual, as a human being, and not me as a paycheck. So I definitely want to, yeah. Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, no, I definitely 100% like support her decision. And, I'm glad that she made it.
I was going to say, in the words of my Aunt Cheryl, she fixed their red wagon. She dropped out. Like, I don't have time for this, y'all. But listen, my Angela said, when people show you who they are, I believe them. And so they showed her who they were by doing that. And then they just dropped, like, and then I'll be honest with you. I mean, she dropped out. I believe that when you listen, how old is she about?
23.
So she's Gen Z.
Young.
And so I think what she wrote in the letter was great, but I almost choked when you mentioned that she said that she would help them, to come up with. Do you know? And I'm sure the people that run that are still baby boomers. They're probably not even Gen X. But do you know how offensive? It's like old school rules, right? With old school rules, this is how it is. This is how it always was. And this is how it's going to be. And they're not open to change it. They become automatically acclimated when they come on set with it. It's a natural. And a prime example is, I don't live in East Orange or Newark anymore, but I've lived there and was born and raised, right? All my business, everything I do is still there. I can't help it. And so I went the other day, and as I began to get closer, my mood changed, my personality changed, like an eyebrow raised. You just are used to things the way that they are. You believe that this is how it's going to always be, and you accept it and you just roll with it. And so somebody else coming and talking about changing it, or this is what you can do to make it better, you're like, what? You don't want to change. You're used to this. It works. It works for you. You don't want a new dynamic, right? You just want what you know.
Yeah, you did.
And so that's
You
kind of like
did.
a real ghetto behind example. But my point is that this is probably where they're coming from. This is how it's always been. This is what we're used to. When we, begin to walk in here, when the season opens, our muscle memory, gets turned on, our rules and regs, start to flag up, and we've been doing this so long, we know. We're not trying to open this up for nothing new, especially not for somebody wet behind the ears like one of you new generations. This is how they think. And especially if they're baby boomers, you know what I mean? I don't think they are prior to baby boomers. They could be, though. Some people stay places until they're old as dirt. I don't know. But I'm just saying, people are not always apt to change. And then someone offering a suggestion is more of a slap in the face than it is a complimentary open, for dialogue. Wait, is she American?
Right.
Shut my mouth. Might end up going to France one day. I ain't trying to mess up my stuff. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but there's all kind of things always being said about how the French hate Americans. You see it in movies, you hear it, on the news. If you watch world news, sometimes you'll see something, and then also people that have gone over, to France have said that, they just don't like the Americans. Doesn't matter if we're black, white, or whatever. They don't like the Americans. So if that is the case, and then here she is an American, and she's
Mm.
saying, you know, all of this stuff. I'm offering suggestions, and
Mm-hmm.
that could be an issue as well.
And I mean, that's true. That it could have just been proving a point, but at the same time, you still can't treat people like that. Like, you can't let your own like preconceived notions or however you feel about people dictate how you treat them, or a type of person dictate how you treat them. That's not this. That's the same as like almost like racism, but it's like nationalism. I mean, very well. And the thing is, people usually don't. I feel like athletes, when you're in a big position like that, you would be hesitant to share your stories because you want to be invited back. This is your career. You want to be able to tour and do these things. This is how you gain notoriety and like finance, like revenue. So you don't want to speak badly about them because then they might not invite you back, and they might also like tell their friends, oh no, like don't invite them. I don't know if it works like that, but I feel like it could.
Because again, we're talking about mental health, and I know we have that in common because of the plays we've done and things we've talked about. And
Mm-hmm.
but even around the world, mental health is beginning to be a big deal. But remember, we're still talking about our society. Like we're pushing our society to start, manning up, to the whole idea of mental health. Other societies may not be there. I mean, I don't know the first thing about France. I welcome any guests that want to come on and tell us, especially because some of the things that I hear are not nice. So come
Mm-hmm.
on and let us know, about France, the good, the bad, how they feel about Americans and so on or whatever. I don't know. But some countries they're just not like that. Like some of the things that I heard about the UK. Um, yeah, I was told by some that they're not as bad as us as far as the racism, but I've heard that they're pretty racist.
Hmm.
I've heard.
The UK?
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
I
It
feel
makes
like
sense.
it's different. Like the way that, like, even if they are, because I've been to Barcelona, right, which is like Spain, so it's a little different. But and when I went, I loved it there. By the way, it's gorgeous. It is amazing. It is so clean. Okay, they are clean. Okay, everything is fresh. Their food is amazing. All
Yes.
good. However, I remember like I went with a large group of like Black women. There were some men too, but it was a large group of Black people. It's like 15 to 20 of us, and we kind of travel everywhere together for the most part. And so I remember like, walking down the street or walking past, like, because they have like, their eateries. It was pretty warm when we went. So they have like where people can sit outside, and it's literally like the tables are like across the street from the restaurant, or at least that's where we were. The table was across the street from the restaurant. It was a whole bunch of like umbrellas that people were sitting under. And as we were walking past, people would literally just like stare, like they would turn around like mouth open, like gawking at us, like staring, like so like they like like we were purple, like we were moon people almost, like. And I think it was just because they're not used to that many Black people, or they don't have that many Black people in their area. So it was just like, ooh, like I don't, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
they were mean to us. It was just like they were just like staring. Like it was just like, hello, hi, how you doing? So it was such an interesting experience. But like I said, it's just different. It wasn't like, they tried to be like, oh, don't sit near me, or oh my gosh, if you touch me, I'm gonna get a disease. It was literally just like I don't know, just like this weird, I've never encountered this before type of thing. And I feel like maybe over there it's like that potentially. but they're, at the end of the day, if you stare at somebody because of their skin color, that's kind of racist, but it's also just, I don't know, they haven't encountered it. It's just different.
No, I was just gonna say, I wonder if were you guys laughing or talking?
Well, sometimes we were talking, sometimes we was just walking together, and sometimes we was just walking, it happened on multiple occasions. It wasn't just like one place, it was like multiple places. People would just be like, not everywhere, I feel like the more populated area or the touristy areas where people are selling stuff and stuff like that, it wasn't as common. But like in the, I guess, like the more, it wasn't rural, it was still a city, but it was like the less populated areas, you get more people like staring at you or looking at you like, or like, I don't know, it wasn't like even necessarily bad. It was just like, some of them were like surprised, some of them were like, I don't know, it was just like interest, like, oh my goodness, it wasn't like, I don't think it was an American thing. It was because we was Black.
That's what I was thinking. Did they ask to touch your hair?
Oh, wow.
Oh no, see, I had a weave-in, child. I don't even know if anybody had natural hair on that trip, so it was just like mostly braids and weave. But
Act like we creatures from the Black Lagoon, like what?
Right? Yeah, it was so strange. Like, but it wasn't like a bad thing. Like, most of them didn't approach us or anything like that. And the ones that we did talk to were super chill, but those were the people who were from, like, I guess, places that had more Black people that we actually talked to because they could speak English. So, but it was just a surprise for them. And my mom told me before, like, over in Europe, it's like they're intrigued. It's almost like we're a treat.
Yeah.
Like they love Black women, like, type of thing. Like it's just like, ooh, exotic to them. Like we're exotic over there.
Well, then we need to get up out of the state then. We need to start traveling more so that this way we could be one of the exoticals.
Right. Because they're not from where we're from. Like people come over to America and they're exotic because they're not from here. But when we go other places, we're not from there. So we the exotic ones, like, So.
Oh, I said that's such a blessing to hear. It's so nice to be exotic to other people.
Really? We're exotic. Because we're normally not. It's normally, for some reason, people.
You've been listening to I'm Just Saying with Andrea and friends. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to share, because sharing is caring. Like, comment. Also, if you never want to miss an episode, subscribe, baby.
The figures in the shadows of others climb to the mother. Every day is a